Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered one long Metroidvania level called Megatroid Magnet Man by Panta35. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 5 or 6 more viewer-submitted levels, starting out with this one. Dr. Wily Stage 2 Spiked Towers by Timmy Jim 453. 9 plays and a score of 0. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comments section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, check the timestamps. So we have a tower climbing segment. Good to know. With a lot of spikes here and there with cosmic platforms. Still, this is a neat gimmick. I'll give it that. Now we have springs with the blockies. Thankfully we have the charge shot so we can one-shot them if necessary and if we can time it correctly. As I showed there. Oh, there's a ladder over here. It kinda blends in with the background. Specifically the orange-yellow with the yellow background. I didn't see it at first. Well, it seems that this stage is going to be tower climbing for this entirety. After all, it is called Spiked Towers, so it makes sense. That was bad. There we go. Nothing too difficult. This looks a bit funny there. Okay, we have this segment where we gotta be a bit careful with the Sparkman platforms to not get crushed. So we ascended about 2 stories and now we're descending 2 stories and we're outside again. Now, even though this is a fortress level, we only have access to the Mega Buster. At the very least, we have the Mega Man 6 control scheme, that being the jump, shoot, slide, as well as the Mega Man 6 charge shot. Well, not control scheme, but ability set. And there is a ceiling over there, so if I hit the floor there, or I was on a Sparkman platform and hit the ceiling at the bottom, I would have died. I was wondering if I was gonna get ambushed there. Okay, this stage was definitely easier than stage 1. Even though we had a lot more instant death, this was still easier. And shorter. I was expecting a little bit more of a challenge actually, building up the spiked tower gimmick, but it ended up ending at an easier note. Nothing wrong about that, but because of it I feel like the main gimmicks of traveling up the tower and traveling down weren't properly executed or fully realized. So I can't give it a thumbs up, my apologies. If it executed on its gimmick a bit further, gone further for about 10 or 15 screens, it'd be fine. Like, make the spike gimmicks a bit more difficult to avoid, combine it with more difficult Sparkman configurations, because I liked where it was going but it ended too soon. And I forgot I accidentally entered the wrong code there, my bad. Otherwise it's a below par stage. Anyways, second on the lineup is Tres y Demais Escolha Trio de Chefs para Lutar by Lipatio, 25 plays and a score of 8. This translates to English as roughly, 3 is too much, choose a trio of bosses to fight. My apologies for butchering the Portuguese name of this level. Now, we originally played a duo boss version of this, now we're fighting a trio boss. So I guess in the future we'll fight a series of 4 bosses at once. So let's go from left to right. We have 2 E-Tanks, thank goodness, as well as the Ice Slasher, so Bomb Man, Crash Man, and Stone Man, I guess. No, Napalm Man, okay. Okay, and all their weaknesses are the Ice Slasher, good to know. And because we're fighting multiple bosses at once, we do not have any boss team. Oh yeah, I should really try killing the bosses, all 3 of them at once, so we can get a funny glitch happening. So I will have to play to the stage at least 3 more times, but this time, I'll try killing off 3 bosses around the same time, because I can repeat a funny glitch that happened on the previous version of the stage with 2 bosses. Okay, Stone Man, Hard Man, and Toad Man. Good thing we have access to E-Tanks, because some of the boss patterns are undodgeable otherwise. There we go. Let's see if I can initiate the glitch. As you can see, multiple Mega Man teleported out, and a third one was coming there. Essentially, if you kill multiple bosses at once or near to each other, the boss team will not only repeat, but multiple Mega Man will teleport out at the same time, or roughly the same time. Fairman, Metal Man, and Top Man. Let's see how the glitch plays out this time. I probably killed off the bosses 2 away from each other though. I need to synchronize it closer to each other in order to do the glitch, because once you kill the first boss, the timer doesn't get reset if you kill another boss. Cut Man, Magnet Man, and Elect Man. Or Spark Man in this case, because we don't have Elect Man yet. Oh, I forgot I can't actually access the start menu from here. Darn, I was only able to kill 1 boss. Oh well. Well, this was really just a boss gimmick level, so I'll give it a thumbs up more for its concept. I guess in the future we'll have a series of rooms where we fight 4 bosses at once. Though we may need to wait for more bosses to be added to Mega Man Maker, I'm not sure. Third on the lineup is 15 different Kaizo boxes by Gamefuchs YouTube. 22 plays and a score of -1. Oh boy, I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete this stage legitimately, judging by the title. A lot of spikes, of course. Starting out easy enough, but it's probably gonna get super difficult near the end. Because we're gonna have different special weapons, I suppose. Of course. Thanks, game. And there is no checkpoint at any of the starting points of the rooms. My apologies, but I wanted to end this prematurely right now because I will not be able to complete this. I'll exit out of here and just see the rest of the level in the level editor. These are probably, yeah, they're Mega Buster shots. I would have strongly preferred if this stage had more checkpoints because, as I stated throughout this LP, the more the difficult the level, the more checkpoint placement there should be. Then again, it's also personal preference. I really do not like playing through the really difficult, precision-based challenge levels like these. I'm sorry, Gamefuchs, but this is really outside of my preferences, so at the very least I'll just show off the rest of this level. Yeah, I definitely would not be able to complete this level on my own. So, once again, my apologies. Fourth on the lineup is Pick Your Weapon and Go by Darkness, 107 plays and a score of 24. So I guess this is going to be a pretty good level, judging by the score. And it's going to be much above average in terms of length. In fact, it's going to be on the long side. Probably at least 50 screens, judging by the loading time there. Why is there one over here? Oh, it's to get up over here. Good to know. So it's introducing us to the launchers. And we need to choose different special weapons, I guess. I want to test those out. Okay then, so they just launch us to the back. And we started in Quick Man's level, okay then. And we have a key there. I suppose that key will be utilized in order to get a new weapon, or something else. And I just noticed, unlike before, where we just had the Galaxy Man teleporters and the Yellow Force Beam, we now have a Bottomless Pit. So we're slowly ramping up the challenge. And I guess this is introducing us to the fact we're going to have a dropping segment with a gauntlet of force beams just like Quickman's level. Yep. Well, it wasn't too bad here. And these are yellow force beams instead of red ones. Now we have the red ones. Oh, I screwed that up. Hold on. I'm going to get all 7 keys because I think they may be useful for something. Probably a series of special weapons. And the top right introduced us to the fact that we're going to first have 2 yellow rooms, then 2 red rooms. Oh, that was kind of a jerk move there. I thought the left force beam would come after me, but instead it was the right one. Oh well, at least there's a checkpoint over there and I have infinite lives. Bit of a stutter over there, but I made it. And now I can access all of these doors. Oh, neat. Let's see, that's 7, so let's spend all of them. And get everything. After all, we went through that difficult gauntlet. Well, it wasn't that difficult, especially because there's only 4 screens. Plus, we already had a checkpoint nearby. But I will have to return to this ladder once I get access to the needle cannon or something. Yeah, this stage is really promoting usage of collecting keys as currency for opening up new weapon boxes or new weapons. It makes all these segments a lot easier, that's for sure. It's been quite a while since I last utilized the Metal Blade, in fact. So this stage's gimmick are basically the Galaxy Man teleporters using the keys as currency to open up those doors, as well as the force beams, of course. Whoops, I didn't realize it would get launched to the left. I thought it was going to be launched upwards. That was my bad though. As long as you're quick on your feet, it's fine. And checkpoint placement is always good, and I really like the fact that we are telegraphed as to what the new, or what the following force beam segments are going to entail. Like in this case, we're going to have 3 yellow force beams, then 3 red force beam segments. Gradually getting harder and harder. And of course, there's spikes here. Oh, I should have gone on the top one over there, but I was too slow. Alright, I made it. Thank you for the refills there. That was a lot more tough than I expected it to be, especially that last segment with the conveyor belts, but that's not due to you, Darkness, that was due to button input failures. Nonetheless, I got all 7 keys, so... Okay, this time we have a choice between what to pick, and we gotta be a bit careful here. Seriously, I keep thinking I'm missing the needle cannon. Did I overlook it somewhere? And that says 2. Well, because this is a force beam segment, I'm gonna waste all my keys on the left door. It's the most expensive one, but it's gonna be the most useful after all. I do like how we're using the keys as currency in this level. And it's definitely my favorite level of the part. And because I have access to item tree, I might as well skip these segments. Or make them a lot easier. And thankfully checkpoint placement is always on point. What I mean is, at the beginning of those force beam segments or gauntlets where we drop down, there's always a checkpoint, and after them there's always a checkpoint as well at the shop. That's a major plus. A bit of a jumping segment here. Nothing too difficult though. There's probably gonna be a key down. Okay, good. Oh boy, I'm gonna take a hit there. And none of the Yoku block patterns are really jerkish. I bet I forgot you can get telefragged. Sorry about that, Det. And there was a checkpoint right over here. So we're gonna have a series of 9 instant death force beam segments. Kind of wish that Yoku blocks, instead of just insta-killing you, they shunt you forward or left. That'll be a bit better. So we gotta be a bit quick here. Hopefully there are no extra keys, but there probably are. Yeah, there's one. And there's one left because I have 7 in total. Okay, it wasn't that bad. But now I need to survive. That was in the X's key. I can't hold more than 7 keys though. Alright, let's do this challenge the easy way. You can make it up there using item tree, but I wasn't able to pull it off. And we're at the end now with a full weaponry stock of everything. And a full set of keys, and there's a needle cannon. Oh, I see now. These are the teleporters leading back to each of the shop rooms, where you can purchase any of the excess items if you want. After all, we have a full set of keys. And of course, we can repeat the earlier segments if we want to get some excess keys, the ones we were missing. That's neat. Like here, I can now get access to the Crash Bomber, as well as the Atomic Fire. I won't need item 2 or 1 though. I guess one of these are the weaknesses of the bosses. And that one extra key at the end over there, I guess that's there in case you lost one. Or if you want to get access to item 1 and 2, I'm not sure. Anyways, it's time to fight the boss. Metal Man. What's your weakness? It's probably Metal Blade. Nope, of course. Leaf Shield? No. Air Shooter? That probably isn't it. Of course, he's immune against the Needle Cannon. Okay, he's really weak against the atomic fire, good to know. So that was the end of Pick Your Weapon and Go. A pretty neat traditional level, or rather it felt more like a fortress level. Well, it did introduce all of its gimmicks properly, so I would say it's more of a traditional level. But I really like the shop system, where you can collect keys throughout the stage, some are more difficult than others, and use it to purchase those item capsules and weapon capsules in order to make the rest of the stage a bit easier. And I liked how the more powerful the weapon was in regards to the level, aka, for example, a flash stopper costing 6 keys versus, for example, item tree costing 1 key, it really promotes you to make a decision on what you want. Do you want to make the stage immediately easier, or save up and make the stage a lot easier? Basically, delayed gratification versus instant gratification or something. After all, it's like buying more expensive and better equipment in RPGs versus less expensive and less better. So definitely my favorite level to part. Great work, Darkness. I'd give this at least a 6.5 or 7. It's above par. Not just above par, almost good, probably a 7. Alright, fifth on the lineup is Flame Forest Ambush by Lenny, 4 plays and a score of 1. So this is going to be a forest level. What's to the left there looks suspicious, and I was right. Thank you for the Mega Man symbol over there. Very creative. Well, I have access to these special weapons, might as well use them. Unfortunately, I don't have access to sliding. Okay, Mega Man 2 control set. Only jumping and shooting. Oh boy. The weapon pickup killed me over there. That's one of the reasons why I wish there was an option to set the delay for picking up weapons to off, for sections like that. This definitely feels like a fortress level now because the Shadow Man platforms weren't introduced in a safe environment first. It was already assumed you knew how they worked. Good checkpoint placement. Okay then. Not sure what happened there. And I see those ladders are being utilized as something like boss doors. Overall, this stage is definitely more difficult than the average Mega Man Fortress level, or it's at least above average. Well, maybe not above average in terms of Fortress levels, but it's certainly more difficult than a traditional level. It's definitely designed for more intermediate Mega Man players. At the very least, we have access to the Firestorm as well as the Magnet Blade or Magnet Missile in order to make things a bit easier. And that's why I really don't like to go for those pickups. So from here on out, I will not pick any of those power-ups that are on top of the Shadow Man platforms. It's just too risky, especially in this engine. I know, I'm kinda complaining more than usual about this engine in this part, but it's kind of warranted with stages like this and the previous one, where precision is much more important. At least the weapon pickups are plentiful here, so that's a plus. And time to fight Nightman in this really enclosed room. Okay then. Let me guess. Okay, his weakness is the magnet missile. Gonna be a little bit difficult to fight him here though. Of course, I was standing on the side of the Shaman platform, so it activated. Alright, take 13 of this boss fight. This is more frustrating than anything else because you cannot predict when Nightman will jump, when he'll throw his mace, or just try walking into you. Combined with the finicky Shaman platform down over there, which activates even if you're on the side of the platform, you have a recipe for a super frustrating boss fight. Especially because you can't restock on your magnet missile energy. I mean, look at it, this arena isn't built for him. This wouldn't be so much of a problem if I had access to the charge shot or similar. This really killed off the fun of this level, my apologies, but I have to give this stage a thumbs down, just for this boss fight alone. It's not calibrated correctly. Finally, after about 13 attempts, I did it. This really killed the fun of this level. This was more frustrating than it should have been, and this was more calibrated for someone who had a charge shot, so my apologies, I have to give it a thumbs down. Everything leading up to the stage was a little bit more on the frustrating side, but that was more due to Mega Man Maker engine limitations and other oddities. But at the end, the boss fight killed my fun of the stage in its entirety. Sixth on the lineup is Weapon Capsule Relay by YouTube Social HD2, 53 plays and a score of 15. Let's hope that this is better than the previous one. So it's going to be a Weapon Capsule Relay where we need to switch between special weapons. In this case, we need to use Ice Slasher first. Now Time Slow. I know why, so we can make this a bit more bearable, but we can get past this segment even if we don't have access to the Time Slow. Now the Oil Slider. Now the Top Spin. So it seems that every single special weapon of this level is only going to have one screen dedicated to using it. Maybe until the end though, we have to wait and see. Though, as we saw with usage of the Time Slow, it isn't necessarily mandatory to utilize all the special weapons. Here it is, but not all the time. Like here, you could make the jump using the Oil Slider's double jump properties. And I guess here's where we fight the boss, whose weakness is probably the Firestorm. So that was the end of Weapon Capsule Relay, just a relay of each special weapon. Though I would have liked it if each special weapon had a section dedicated to it instead of just one screen. And probably an end where everything gets wrapped up together into one, so my apologies, this stage didn't really work for me, it's just too forgettable. Seventh and final level of the part is Mine Spelunk by Pyrakid the Wolf. 137 plays and a score 49, so pretty well done. Let's see how it compares with my favorite level of the part, that being Pick Your Weapon and Go. Well, I guess we go down then. So this is gonna be a spelunking stage. Okay. It's gonna be an exploration one where we need to explore the level. Thankfully, it's not gonna be one of the long Metroidvania levels, judging by the lack of lag. And the loading time was short as well. But boy, this part is gonna require quite a bit of jump cuts. Especially due to levels like Pick Your Weapon and Go, Flame Forest, Ambush, and one other one. Well, mainly because of those two. Okay, this is definitely becoming like a fortress level because these are not being introduced in safe environments. It's already assumed you know how these work. That's not really a complaint, it's just changing how I'll rate this level. Instead of basing off a traditional level, I'll base it off of a fortress design of sorts. Thank you for the checkpoint and oh goody, Yoku blocks. At least they're telegraphed at the ends of these wires. That's a plus. That was a close one. I was hoping I could make that gap. So now we have the hyper bomb, so we can backtrack here. Yep, now we're back at the beginning of the level. We cannot make that jump yet without a utility or something like the charge kick though. So to the left we go. Thank you for the checkpoint there. Okay then. For some reason I didn't latch onto the ladder there. Oh well, at least the checkpoint was one screen behind. Wow, I was holding left there. Really, this part is not working in my favor, especially in terms of controller inputs. There we go, that's how we're supposed to do it. You know what, I think I'll cover one last level after this, I have enough time. Wasn't sure. Whoops. And of course I fall all the way back down because I missed all those safety platforms. Now let's do this the correct way. Thankfully there's no ceiling to bump our head against here. Okay, at least this hot dog is placed in a dangerous environment, or dangerous to us. But I'm liking how the stage is utilizing its Shadowman platform and crash lift segments. They're neat, and checkpoint placement is on point. Okay, there's item 2, which I'll need in order to complete the level. So back down we go, back over here. Oh, never mind, I've never been here before. I'm just falling down a series of these doors, and now I'm back to where I was. So it's time to complete this level. Pretty decent level, I'd say. Above par or par. Probably a 5 or 5.5. So that was the end of mine Spelunk. As I said, I would say it's par to average, 5 or 5.5. Still, I'll give it a thumbs up, it was enjoyable. Probably the honorable mention of this part. Yeah, I'll mark it as the honorable mention of this part. So 8 and actual final level of this part is Water Tower V5 by MAGMAX, 11 plays and a score of 1. I decided to squeeze this in because this is gonna be a short and sweet level. Pretty easy to complete, hopefully. As usual, oil slider to get into the tower. This time we just run straight in. Oh boy, we have that jump. Yikes. Squeezing in through that one gap is gonna be a slight problem. Okay, I got it in my second attempt. Or at least after my second death. We have these tight corridors that we need to squeeze through. And there we have it, we completed the level. Or close to. The left side is probably a dead end. Okay, now we have a force beam segment. Where we need to go down the tower again. Wow, those series of 2 force beams are a bit faster than the rest. Then again, I wasn't fast enough in the first place, so I won't complain too much. I had to button mash the slide key a lot here, or slide button. Item 2, of course I have item 2, I forgot about it. And slide past all of those crushers, good to know. And now we fight the boss. Oh, never mind, we actually have one more segment. That's different. What's here? Oh no, I know where that leads up to. That leads to the left side of that room. I'm not repeating that segment. So we're in the last spike tower of this part, or of this level. I like to see that MAGMAX is changing up their fortress tower design, adding a bit of different challenges here and there. That could have gone really badly. Alright, time to fight Plant Man. So that was the end of the 5th version of Water Tower. Definitely one of my favorite ones out of all the Water Tower / Oil Ride series. I liked how we had the force beam segment, which was manageable as long as you spammed your slide button, as well as the variation of challenges, plus there was no jerk moves or instant death pits. So overall, out of the 8 levels I covered in this part, my favorite one would definitely be Pick Your Weapon and Go, with an honorable mention going to mine Spelunk. But oh boy, this part had a lot of deaths, mainly due to controller inputs not working. So in the next part, I'll cover several more of your submit levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!